Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are upgrading the fog lights in my 2013 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon with the 10th anniversary front bumper. These cheap Amazon fog lights don't have good light output and they always break off whenever I hit rocks on my front bumper. So we are going to be upgrading to some 3-inch LED pods from Colight. And I chose amber, that way it can see through dust a lot better and they won't be as blinding to oncoming traffic when I use these off-roading or as my DRLs. I will have to custom make a bracket out of some square tubing that I have, and I'll show you how I do that. At the end of the video, I will go over the specs of this light, but let's go ahead and we'll do a quick unboxing. They do come nicely packaged. I already did open this up, so it's not as organized as it was. So we've got two LED lights, the wiring harness, and then we've got the brackets. The wiring harness seems pretty nice. Got a relay, fuse, and these little Deutsch connections. So they are waterproof connections. And we got the battery connections. And then the first thing I recommend you do is test out the light to make sure everything works good. Now that we're done with our unboxing, let's go ahead and go for a quick drive at night. And I want to see what's the best angle for these to be pointed. Whether I want them straight forward, or if I want them sideways. After we get these lights mounted, I will do a comparison on these lights. These are from Last Fit, but these are more of a flood style, where the Colight are more of a spotlight pattern. But for now, let's go see what angle we want to put these lights. So I've got the one light in here, just sitting there. You can see it's a very, very strong spotlight in the center. So that can shoot nice and far. I'll probably aim it down like this. Maybe I'll angle it out a little bit. Let's turn on the other ones and do a little comparison. So you can see with the Last Fits, it doesn't really reach that far. You turn the Colight on. It'll light up that building over there. So just a different style light. This is a spot and a flood. The Last Fit is a completely flood style. So these will work perfect for fog lights. Personally, I don't think they would work well for ditch lights, just because ditch lights usually want them to be a flood style, but these will be perfect for fog lights. So here is one of the Amazon fog lights. And then this is the Colight. Definitely a lot farther beam. Doesn't look as wide as the fog lights. Yeah, fog lights are probably a little wider, but the spotlight will be nice. I think I've learned I will mount these aiming straight forward. That'll probably be best. Instead of doing it off to the side at all, we'll just go straight forward. So now it's time to go home and make our bracket. So I was able to make a bracket here. Pretty simple. So now I know I can mount the lights there. I'm gonna end up using the factory plug. Probably just cut this plug off and nicely put on one of these Deutsch connector plugs. But I'm gonna show you guys how to wire it up just in case you wanted to wire this. Maybe you wanted to add it on top here. Maybe you didn't want to replace the fog lights. Maybe you just wanted additional lights. Or maybe you wanted some ditch lights. So I'm going to show you guys how to use their wiring harness and wire it up. And then I'll show you what I do using the factory fog light wiring. So here is the factory wiring harness. I always start with where the battery is. And you connect your positive and your negatives. Find a place that this can reach. Say this reaches right here. This is the part that I go inside the cab. They do come with a plug, so it's a little bit smaller feeding it through, because you're going to go through the firewall. One good spot to get this through, if you have an automatic transmission, down in this corner here, there's going to be a soft plug. You can poke through it to get this inside there. Another option, under the battery, there's another soft plug that you can cut through. Poke this through and it'll get under the floorboard there on the passenger side. Also with these lights, I also have this S-Pod. So I could tap it into here, but I'm not even going to be using this. I'm only going to be using the fog light switches. So here's the factory fog light wiring. We're going to cut this off and connect the new Deutsch connectors. And I'm using the Deutsch connectors that come in the wiring harness, so you do not need to buy any extra connectors. Just finish cleaning up all this wiring and secure it up, zip ties on the inside of the frame there. And there you can see it works with the factory fog light switch. So here we are getting ready to mount these brackets to these lights. Good thing about these lights is they come with different ways you can mount the bracket. This way, or you can have it on the back side of the bracket of the light. So that's how I'm going to be mounting mine, instead of it going the traditional bottom side of the light. So this is the bracket that I made, just out of some square tubing. This is going to bolt to the bumper, and then this is going to bolt on the back side of it. So I'm going to drill a hole in the back of here, that way a bolt can hold this light to the bracket. And here is the final install. And here's the final placement of the plugs. Now let's go to the desert and compare our lights, and then after that we'll do some road driving so you can see how these lights do. So I wanted to see how far each set of lights would reach. Here is just the last fit lights. Here is the regular driving lights. Here are my new fog lights from Colight. And then here's my light bar. And then we're going to do a little bit of driving around. These are just the fog lights from Colight. Definitely see it reaches far, and it has a wide angle. Here's with the Colights and my headlights. And then here's my light bar. Definitely say it does make a good improvement. And here are some pictures comparing all the different lights. This is the Colight with the headlights, the last fit with the Colight, just the headlights and both, and then the light bar to compare maximum output, the last fits, just the Colights, the headlights with the Colights, and then the light bar. I'm going to go over some of the specs of these lights and my overall opinion while we watch this side by side have some fun. These lights are rated at 2500 lumens each. They have a 150 degree wide angle beam and a 30 degree spot beam. They're available with a clear or an amber lens. They're made of 6063 aluminum housings and have polycarbonate lenses available in both clear and amber. And they have an IP67 water resistant rating. Overall, I definitely say I'm happy with the improvement to the Jeep. I would consider these as good a quality as other lights you find in the price range, and I would definitely say I recommend these. I do wish they offered different beam patterns such as flood, spot, driving, or fog lights, but then again, it is nice to have the combination fog and spotlight. But overall, for the price of around $100, I would definitely say I am happy.